Welcome to E3 2018.
Now, without further ado, let's take a look at Anthem.
Fallout 76 is a prequel to all the other games.
New look at The Last of Us Part 2.
Kingdom Hearts.
Every fighter in Super Smash Bros. History is joining the battle.
E3 2018, one of the best E3s of all time. Back when E3s were still a thing, of course. I really miss those times. There were so many absolutely bonka reveals here. Fallout 76, Gears 5, Spider-Man, Death Stranding, AC Odyssey, Devil May Cry 5, Hitman 2, Neo 2, and so much more. But today, I am going to talk to you about 3 of them that had the most impact on me. Sometime in early 2018, I think, I was checking out the PlayStation Store for discounts. After searching for a while, I found Doom 2016. It was really cheap. So you know what? I decided to buy it. It would be nice to change the pace from Fortnite that I was playing religiously at that time. When it finally installed, I opened it up immediately. And from the opening, Doom guy holding the head of that zombie and crushing it, yanking out his chains and shooting the other one. I was hooked. For a couple of days, I played nothing but Doom. The arenas, the weapons, the gore, the entire gameplay loop. Whenever I sat down to play it, I just entered into a flow state. Hours flew by and I finished it. After a couple of months, I kinda started to forget about it. Jumped into the next big game I would get lost in for hours at a time. And then, E3 rolls around. They show this awesome trailer. Demons are running around in the rubbles of a city. You immediately knew this was Doom. The moment cacodemons flew by, the camera pans over to a skull and a foot crushes it. We get a glimpse of Doom guy rushing the demons and boom, Doom Eternal. Every second I played Doom 2016 flew by my eyes. I remembered how addicting it was, how the music, how the gore, how the weapons kept me engaged for every second I was playing. I started saving up my money. I just had to see for myself. I had to play it. Not watch every second of it on YouTube and just forget about it until it went on discount a decade later. That was the first game I ever pre-ordered. I had to play. The game started downloading a couple days before launch. I couldn't sit still. I was counting it down like it was the New Year's Eve, and when it finally opened and I got to lay eyes on that menu, I just knew this was going to be even better than 2016. There were little to no bugs, the music was fucking hard, the guns were way better, no more useless pistols, the gore was way better, much more red, the glory kills were absolutely brutal, and the game was challenging. It was perfect, everything about it just clicked, and I lost myself for hours upon hours. And when I finally did beat it, I loaded up previous levels and just kept playing. It was that addicting to me, that perfect. I didn't want to put it down. I didn't want to put down the controller. I just want to kill more and more and more demons. And after a while, like 2016, I started to play other games. And Eternal stayed there. Sometimes I saw a video I recommended and played again for a couple days. It was really eternal for me. That was my first pre-order experience. The anticipation, the excitement, and the payoff. It was perfect. Growing up, I was obsessed with zombies. Like, obsessed. Watching Left 4 Dead videos, The Walking Dead, playing the Telltale series so much that I almost memorized every line Lee ever says. I loved them, and I feared them. I remember having nightmares about the tank from Left 4 Dead chasing me through an abandoned airport. Good times. Saying this, you can probably imagine how excited I was when I learned Dying Light was a thing. Zombies, gore, and parkour? Sign me up. What else does there need to be? That was everything to me back then. Zombies. The other stuff was just a bonus. Unfortunately, when I learned about the game, I only had a PS3. I felt sad for a couple of minutes, then went back to binging Left 4 Dead videos. Fast forward to 2017, when I got my Xbox. While I was looking at the Game Pass, my brain just fired up, and I remembered something. There was a parkour zombie game. I tried to remember it, went to YouTube, typed probably something along the lines of zombie game parkour, and there it was, Dying Light. I searched it on the store, and there it was in all of its glory. I begged my mom for it, and we bought the complete edition. At that time, I wasn't as exactly obsessed with the zombie genre as I once was, so it felt extremely nostalgic, like I was back again in our old home playing the Telltale series or having nightmares about the tank chasing me. The first time I booted up the game, I was jumping around and giggling like a little girl. Finally, after not getting my zombie fetish satisfied, I could finally fulfill my dreams of jumping around and dropkicking zombies. And it wasn't just the gameplay that had so much impact on me. I met and played with so many people over the years. There was one person in particular, Stone Camel. We played so many times over the years that I lost count, until, unfortunately, I lost my account and never heard from him again. But you get my point. The memories I have on that game are truly priceless, and I would not wish to trade them for anything else. Sometime later, when I got my PlayStation, I bought it again, and it was just as amazing as I remember, if not better. The nostalgia combined with my friends felt truly amazing. And finally, after role-playing, clearing the bridge more times than I can count, speedrunning the story, glitching the legend levels, and getting the platinum, I finally deleted Dying Light in anticipation of let me tell you, I was never hyped for a game like this in my entire life, and haven't been since. One of the greatest games of all time getting a sequel? My mind was racing. The moment I saw the trailer, choices, better parkour, better gore, a better combat system, a fucking physics-based grappling hook, everything in the first game and much more, much better. The preview footage was good, the night looked absolutely terrifying, and the parkour looked as fresh as a newborn baby. I knew that I had to pre-order once more, because I couldn't wait. I didn't have enough money though, I was panicking. What if I couldn't get the pre-order bonus? What if I couldn't buy the game? What if... I asked around, scrounged up enough cash, and pre-ordered just a day before it launched. I was going crazy. I couldn't even sleep. And when it finally launched... It was disastrous. It was so bad that some people couldn't even open their games. Now, I don't mind bugs in my game. As long as they don't completely brick your game. I wish I had footage of this, but I was so baffled that I forgot to record every single time. The ground just vanishing for some reason, the game not having any sound, which is still an issue to this day, and I have no idea what causes it. The game just not allowing me to progress because I did a windmill before talking to someone, multiple crashes, co-op not working properly, and you get the idea. I can make an entire video talking about the various bugs Dying Light 2 had on launch, but I will hold my horses here, because we still haven't talked about the biggest, the most atrocious, the wildest thing this game had done on launch. There wasn't any gore. The first game had so much. Make the zombies hot dogs, make them burgers, half crushed heads, missing limbs. It had so much, yet Dying Light 2 had almost none of this on launch. No proper brutality. I was heartbroken. I felt betrayed on a personal level. Now, you might think, oh, it's just a game. What are you on about? I know it's just a game, dumbass. Have some passion. It's the same thing as loving a show in your youth and hearing a sequel for that show is on the way, and then boom, the magic that made the first show special is just shit. Smeared on a wall. I was sad. That's what I am basically trying to say. This game single-handedly ruined my expectations for a pre-order. Literally unplayable on launch. And after years of waiting, it felt like true heartbreak. But it's not all bad. 3 years after launch, Dying Light 2 can be called a masterpiece now. The combat, the parkour, the music, it all flows absolutely incredible. I have sank many hours into both the cities, and they are incredibly well designed. One criticism I have about the areas is they aren't connected that well, but at least they are connected, unlike the first game where the only way to go in between areas was a loading screen. At least they stepped it up, but still, not that well connected in my opinion. By now, you're probably asking, so is the game worth it now? And my answer to that would be yes, a definite yes. And with the beast right around the corner, this is definitely the time to experience these gems. Delay after delay, Cyberpunk 2077 finally released the 10th of December. And what a release it was. No one could play on launch. Not the old gen consoles, not the greatest computers people built. It was so poorly optimized, so buggy that people just review bombed it straight to bedrock. The first time in my life, I saw PlayStation put a warning on a game and give everybody notifications warning them not to buy it. It was that disastrous. Cyberpunk's launch probably is and will be one of the most horrific launches ever in video game history. And here's the kicker. Even though I was screaming at the thought of this game and the leaks kept coming in, which many of them were false, and I kept getting excited, it's gonna be so cool, it's gonna be the best, I kept thinking to myself, even after all that, I still didn't buy it. It keeps getting delayed. What if it turns out the same as Dying Light? I had that thought burning a hole in my head. What if, I kept saying to myself. And what would you know? I was right. Not getting Cyberpunk at that time reinforced my thoughts even more. I would never pre-order again. But just like Dying Light, Cyberpunk prevailed. I swear to God, these Polish developers don't know how to launch a game for shit, but taking care of that game, nurturing it for years and making it realize its true potential, they do that perfectly, somehow. After years of updates and the release of Edge Runners, most people don't even remember the shitty launch the game had. They regard it as a masterpiece. Hopefully one day, I also experience this piece of art. Now then, where does all of this lead us? Should you, after all this, pre-order games? Well, no. No matter what studio it is, unless you're swimming in money, you should at least wait for a day or two after the game comes out, so you can see if the game has game-destroying bugs. If not sure, buy it. Try it out for yourself, but be patient. That pre-order option looks so tempting, I know, but it takes time. If it takes the game 6 months after release to become somewhat playable, it just isn't worth it. And you know, that being... Wait. What is that? Is that... Saying all of that made me realize I have faith in id Software. They did not disappoint on launch, and they did not disappoint post-launch. And now, without the atrocious battle mode, I have even more faith. The Dark Ages has me feeling the same way Eternal did all those years back. All of that being said, should you pre-order Dark Ages? I can proudly say that I believe, I have faith in it. I have faith in Doom, because Doom is eternal. Enjoyed that video. I just felt like telling you my personal pre-order experience and my hope for the Dark Ages as well. If you enjoyed that video, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It helps a ton. And we're almost 500. I also stream a lot too, so make sure you open that bell so you don't miss any of them. And like, this is the first time I made a proper script ever in my entire life, like for a video. I know that it's not that great, it's not that good, but we do and we improve, and there is literally no benefit of being a perfectionist, because you do something, you feel like it's not good enough, you don't do it, you just procrastinate and just forget about it. I decide to, hey, you know, it may have some issues here and there, but I'll make it. I'll tell people my thoughts about pre-orders and what they should do. And one day, hopefully, I get a proper mic, so I get a better audio quality. And hopefully you enjoy that. Keep in mind, please, do not pre-order from studios that you don't trust. I trust id. Doom is probably gonna be great. It's not gonna be having that many bugs. It's not gonna crash that often, and I believe my PS5 can handle it too. So, that was it. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I'll see you all tomorrow.